3 TV.
Throughout the journey of life, we encounter struggles that prevent us from reaching our fullest potential. But this does not have to become our reality. Join me as your goal achievement strategist on a life-changing journey as I talk with various guests on how to experience breakthrough and obtain massive success in the 8 dimensions of life. Discover the power of living life purposely, joyfully, and gratefully with the Rise Above Show with Patricia Jo Grover. Welcome to the Rise Above Show with Dr. Patricia Jo Grover, where we rise above our challenges and turn believers into achievers. I am so excited to share with you. My guest today is Cheri Armstrong. And let me tell you a little bit about Cheri. She's a dedicated resident of South Texas. She's been passionate about service and entrepreneurship in the San Antonio and New Braunfels communities for over 4 decades. Originally from Topeka, Kansas, Cheri relocated in 1980, bringing her spirit of community engagement and commitment to making a difference. Through her business, she has touched the lives of many, extending her impact beyond her immediate community to global missions. She's known for her integrity, quality, and exceptional customer service. And Cheri's Christian-based enterprises have not only garnered raving fans, but also empowered countless individuals to embark on their entrepreneurial journeys. Excuse me. Cheri's career as a successful entrepreneur, a commercial real estate investor, spans for more than 40 years. She consistently finds time to serve others, and her leadership roles have included serving as past president of the Randolph Metrocom Rotary and actively participating in local business chambers, advocating for small businesses. Beyond her professional achievements, Cheri is a devoted family woman, blessed with 4 children, 11 grandchildren, and is committed to passing on her heritage and values to the next generation. Oh my goodness, Cheri. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Patty. It's so great to be here. And I just really want to thank you for everything that you're doing throughout the country. I just recently saw you and spent the week with you. And I love what you're doing. And congratulations on your doctorate.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Your great success.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And with my show, I am bringing people who are working with individuals in the different dimensions of life. So today I have you covering the emotional dimension of life with me. And so again, I'm excited to have you and all that you bring to the table. So I want to get right into this now, Cheri. I have a segment on my show. I call it This Grammy Doesn't Knit, She Cliches. And what I mean by that is there are words that either were spoken to us from other people, maybe as a child, that maybe affected us positively or negatively. And I want people to realize the words that we use with others and with ourselves they matter. They matter. So is there something, a word or phrase that somebody used with you as a child, and how did you understand it then? Has it changed since you were a child? Do you understand it differently now?
Well, that's a great question. Back when I was 12 years old, we had foster children going through a home for many, many years, and they would come and go and leave. And so I got a little bit discouraged as a child. And one day my dad came to me. I was the oldest of 10, and my dad had come to me and he said, Cheri, I want you to get a job. And at 12 years old, I'm thinking, get a job? What 12-year-old needs to get a job? I mean, I can babysit, maybe mow lawns, but that wasn't acceptable. And my dad wanted me to get a job so I could pay for my baton lessons that he had been giving me since I was 4. And so I asked him, okay, just tell me what to do. And he said, no, honey, you're going to have to think about it. And I said, no, please. And what does every 12-year-old do when she's trying to figure something out? I cried, I screamed, I begged, just tell me what to do, just tell me what to do. And I went back to him and I just pleaded. And I said, please, Daddy, just tell me what to do. And he looked at me and he said, no, honey, you're going to have to figure it out. And so those words resonated. And I spent the next few days thinking about what it was that I was going to do, figure it out. And it came to me in the midst of pinwheels and figure eights what I was going to do. I loved twirling batons. That was my way of thinking, spending time just twirling and doing flips. And so I came to realize that I could copy what my baton teacher was teaching me. At 12, I could just implement whatever she taught me on a Monday, I could teach on a Thursday. So I got a piece of paper, construction paper, and a black crayon, and I wrote baton lessons with my phone number. And the next day, I marched it up to the elementary school, and you could do that back then, put it on the wall. And within the next 2 weeks, Patty, I had 6 little girls in my basement doing pinwheels and figure eights, and I had figured it out.
Awesome.
So that's what my first book is about. The name of it is Figure It Out. And it's just since I was 12, I had figured it out. And through my life, that has been the phrase that pops up in my mind all the time. I raised my kids and I encourage others. I can help you figure it out. So thank you for asking.
Well, and again, this is huge. This is so key. Again, those words, how it affected you and how it stayed with you through being a young person all the way up through as an adult and an entrepreneur now. So thank you for sharing this. This is why I want to show our viewers and listeners just how powerful this is. How powerful the words are that we use with others and with ourselves. How powerful they are. Oh, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that, Cheri. So I'm excited to get to some questions that I have for you, for our viewers and listeners. Is it possible to become a good decision maker or make the right decisions?
I love that question. Yes, it is. You know, this is a common question that successful people have found themselves in and are asking themselves that question sometimes. And what they've discovered is that most of the problems that people have are problems that have been brought upon by themselves. They're actually consequences from poor decisions. And in some case, those decisions that they were made, the poor ones, were based out of fear, and or they needed to make a quick decision and they didn't think through it, so they made a hasty decision. And moving before you think it through, that's where most people's pain comes from, is really self-inflicted poor decisions that they made. And I help them in working through the process. And your problem-solving skills, we can learn on what to do next and how to do it, and really to stop and think and not be overwhelmed by whatever harsh reality or catastrophic situation that might come your way. You need to stop and think. And by working with me, I've been able to just encourage others that it's not really a problem. You're a great problem solver. You just need to step back and think through the process.
Oh, I love it. I love it, Cheri. Again, me as a life, business, and success coach, I do a lot of the same things. And our choices and decisions both define and design our destiny, right? Whether we're
That's
facing
right.
a challenge or whether we're facing an opportunity, we need to take intentional action to have positive change in either way. So it is. And the choices and decisions also have consequences: the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful. So we have to own that. Oh, fantastic. So moving on to another question that I have for you. I want you to share a common myth or a misunderstanding in our industry, and explain why it isn't true. Because We have all heard so many different things, but I'm curious of your take on this.
Well, Patty, I believe that many people believe success is an accident, and that is not the case at all.
Not at
Uh,
all.
su- Successes are for those, I believe, who exploit problems to their advantage. Most entrepreneurs know there are no problems, there's only opportunities. And so, but people that find themselves in unsuccessful situations view problems as problems, not opportunities. And they view them as catastrophic, devastating acts that are beyond their control. And there's nothing that they can do except fall victim to the problem. And I really believe that this is what we call a mind virus. The victim mindset, it's a mind virus. Um, we have to cure ourselves from that by thinking in a more healthier way, thinking like successful, entrepreneurial, good problem solvers. And people who've never been in business, they don't really know how to think that way. But once working with me and going through my figure it out formula, they're able to discover that their successes are not by accident. It's accomplished through exploiting problems to their benefit. So transforming a harsh reality into a stepping stone of success. And once you learn how to do that, making sure it's not at the cost of others, you can become a very creative person and move on to turning your challenges into opportunities.
Yes, yes, I love it. I love it, Cheri. I also, again, with what I do, I say our life is an ocean of opportunities. We have an ocean of opportunities ahead of us. And we have to have our curiosity about what lies out there for us has to be greater than our fears. And we have to utilize that as a tool, utilize our curiosity as a tool to help us through those difficult times. It really makes a difference. And for success, one of the things I say in a course I teach is success is a lifestyle. You have to make it a lifestyle of how you are going through your everyday life, taking on these challenges so that you are able to achieve your biggest, boldest, most bodacious dreams and goals, because
That's
that's
right.
what it's all about. That's what we're here to do. So awesome, awesome. Well, we have to take a quick break for a word from our sponsor, and we'll be right back.
Entrepreneurology is relatively a new field of study that focuses on entrepreneurship as a discipline. It encompasses various aspects of entrepreneurship such as business strategy, innovation, creativity, risk management, leadership, and more. The primary goal of entrepreneurology is to equip entrepreneurs with the skills and knowledge needed to successfully start, grow, and sustain a business venture in today's dynamic and competitive business environment. Entrepreneurology is a discipline that seeks to understand the art and science of entrepreneurship with the aim of providing entrepreneurs with the tools and knowledge they need to build successful businesses. Don't settle for traditional academic programs that don't recognize your real-world experiences and potential for success. Join the education revolution in entrepreneurship today with IUE.
And we're back. I have with me today, for those of you just tuning in, I have with me today Cheri Armstrong. And we've been having a great conversation. So for those of you, again, getting familiar with the Rise Above show, I have guests that come on and they are specialists with what they do, and they're sharing in each dimension, each of the 8 dimensions of life. And so Cheri's here with me today in the emotional dimension of life. So we've been asking some questions, so I have some more for her. So get your paper and pencils and be ready to make some notes. So Cheri, I want to know, can you share your favorite quote with me and our viewers and listeners?
Yes, my favorite quote is by Robin Sharma. And Robin says that everything is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality. And it's true. You look at all of creation in existence, It first happened in the imagination of God, where he had the idea and he said, "Let there be man, and in our own image, and let us create the world." That's what he spoke. And there was light, and then there was reality. First in the mind, and then in reality. And it's the same creative skills that God used in creating the earth. We have that same spark of creativity that he created in us. And it's something that we can do ourselves. I don't necessarily mean name it and claim it, but if you can imagine something in your mind, then it can come to reality, whether it be a good relationship, imagining a good relationship with your coworkers. Then if you watch your words and you move in the direction of thinking those thoughts, before you know it, you'll have a great relationship. And so I think it's really important to understand that what is in your mind and the way that you have your mindset and you live your life according to the mindset, that is what your life is going to be at. And I love that quote. Everything is created. Everything is created twice. First in the mind, and then in reality. And that's what my book, Figure It Out, is on. In my Figure 8 formula, the first thing that you do is you cast your cares on him, for he cares for you. And the second thing is you clean up your stinking thinking, and you think on those things that are true, as Philippians 4:8 says. And then the fog begins to be removed, and you will see what you've manifested come to reality if you work in the right direction in a positive and clean thinking way.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. So our viewers and listeners, I hope you're tuning in on that. And also, again, our thoughts become things. And really just look around. As you're watching or listening to this, just look around the space that you're in. Everything that you see, somebody had to think about to create. That thought had to come into their mind to create it, whether it's the chair that you're sitting in or the computer that you're in front of, or whatever the case may be. Thoughts become things. They weren't automatically just there and created. Somebody had to imagine them. So that's where imagination and creativity are so, so key. So, wonderful, wonderful, Cheri. So now I want to know, our viewers and listeners want to know, what energizes you? What is it that jazzes you up?
Well, I love being given the opportunity to help others figure things out. I've lived my whole life that way. I think if I was to put it into one word, I would say that resilience. I'm inspired when I am given the opportunity to help someone become resilient. I spent the last 40 years selling letter jackets in the high schools, making monumental moments every day in the lives of kids. They earn a letter jacket. They come to us. We measure them and take their information, and we celebrate their success. And so that's what energizes me, whether I'm in the front of a young man or young woman in school celebrating their successes, or out in the field working in perhaps a networking opportunity, encouraging others to become resilient and to see their challenges and their harsh realities as opportunities, stepping stones for success and for growth. I get excited about that. And so when I have the opportunity, when someone brings to me a problem, I love being a problem solver. It's like it gets my mind throttle going, and I want to help them find that answer and that solution to that problem. So that's what energizes me. I'm a problem solver.
Awesome. Awesome. And those are always good to know, those kind of people, for sure. For sure. So I have to move on, and I have another question. Can you tell us something that's unique about your message and your approach?
Yes. I think when I scour the books on problem solving, they almost all universally focus on the mechanics of investigating your options and making the best choices. The benefits of my book, what's different about my message is I start at the front end of resolving the situation or solving the problem. I address the mind and your thoughts and the ability to check the resources within just what you have already, and then anticipating what you're hopeful to accomplish. And in my book, The Figure Out Formula, we discover that there's the I for idea and the T for test. That's how we figure it out. And in that program, the idea has 4 steps. Number 1 is to intercede. You ask God for help. And if you're not a person of faith, that's okay. You have friends or family that God has put in your life. He never created you to be alone. So there's always someone who either needs you or that you need that you can trust to share your problem with. And number 2 would be the D in idea. I for intercede, D for detoxify. Clean up your stinking thinking, as Zig Ziglar quoted it so greatly years ago. In Philippians 4:8, it says, think on these things that are true, that are right, that are honest. And so if you began to think on those things that are true, and you recognize that you're not carrying the burden alone, Patty, I tell you what, the fog begins to be released. And all of a sudden, in the 3rd step, you begin to educate yourself on what resources you have right in front of you that you could never see before because you were blinded by fear or by unbelief, or you were discouraged or overwhelmed and confused. All those things can keep you from seeing the truth and your answer right in front of you just because it's like a fog. And then the 4th step in the idea phase is the A, anticipate. Anticipate that you can do what you want to do. And once you start from there and you get those 4 things down, it doesn't take a long time to do. You can spend an hour with me and then recognize that you've been blinded by fear or unbelief and limited beliefs. And I can help you discover what's in front of you.
Fantastic. Oh, fantastic, Cheri. So wonderful. I hope our viewers and listeners have been taking some notes. And Cheri, can you tell everybody what your web address is so people can find you?
Yes. My web address is Cheri Armstrong. That's CHERI Armstrong, ARMSTRONG.com. And on there, you will be able to book a call with me. You'll be able to purchase my book. And I just also want to encourage you, if you'd like to get more information, if you would text the word transform to the numbers 33777, I'll be able to follow up with a free gift and a resilience test for you to take. And you can get more information.
Wonderful, wonderful. Again, for our viewers and listeners, she said she has a free gift if you text the word transform to 33777. So You have been watching the Rise Above show with Patricia Joe Grover, where we rise above our challenges that life brings our way in all 8 dimensions of life. That's why I have the different guests coming on and sharing about the different dimensions. So we have a video for us on the way out. Thank you for being with me, Cheri.
Thank you, Patty. I appreciate being here.
And have a wonderful day, everyone. I'm so glad you joined us for today's episode of the Rise Above Show. Life really isn't a problem to be solved, as it is a mystery to be lived. And we need to learn to live it to its fullest potential, living outside the box, not putting ourselves in that box or allowing other people to put us in there and keep us in there. There is no such thing as a box. Find out more at patriciajoegrover.com. And I have a gift for you. If you text the word growth, GROWTH, to 26786, and if you're outside the continental US, text to 1-866-926-4020. Until next time, rise above the challenges that life bring your way, and have a great day.